welcome everyone. I'm so glad you could make it. We are presenting today, we meaning the OLLI Travel Committee of US for USF, or not for USF, USF OLLI, I should say. So we're talking today about a tour, Explore Tuscany. And our speaker today is Connor Watson, and he is our contact for Collette Tours. He's the business development manager for West Florida for Collette. And so Connor, you may take it away.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Robin. I appreciate it. So I'm Connor Watson. I'm the local business development manager for Collette. Excited to talk about our Explore Tuscany tour that we have for you guys today. It's a really nice itinerary. It's got a 3-night Rome pre-extension if you're interested in that. And the dates are going to be November 4th through the 12th of 2025. I'll go through the day-by-day itinerary, answer some questions, and talk through some logistics as we go through this presentation as well. So a little bit about Collette is we've been in business for 107 years. We want to make it as easy as possible for you to travel, and we want you to show up, just kind of turn off your brain and enjoy the experience. So you'll be staying at 4-star plus accommodations when you travel with Collette. We're going to handle all your bags along the way. And our tour managers are vetted. They're the best in the industry and they're local to the areas that you're going to be traveling. So they have all sorts of great insight and history. They know where to go, where to eat, things to do while you're in the destination as well. So you can not only travel like a local, but eat like a local as well. And since we've been in business for 107 years, we have really great relationships with all our vendors abroad. So you guys are going to get access to all the must-see sites and attractions while you're traveling too. And here are some things that set us apart from other tour operators out there. We want to focus on you spending time in the destination versus packing and unpacking from city to city. So on any given Collette tour, we're going to do as few one-night stays as possible. For this particular itinerary, it's just one hotel stay. So you're going to unpack once and you're going to be staying there the entire trip. We'll do day trips out to all the different destinations that you're going to see. So it's a really nice, relaxed way to travel. Um, so the food, the accommodations, the tour managers, they're all going to be second to none when you're traveling with Collette. So you're going to travel like a local, live like a local, eat like a local as well. And this particular tour, Explore Tuscany, is going to be 9 days. It's going to include 10 meals, and you're going to have a choice on tour for this tour as well. So just to give you kind of an idea of what that's going to look like, we're going to be flying in and out of Florence, and then you're going to do one hotel stay in Montecatini Terme, and we'll do day trips out during your time here so you can see the whole Tuscany region. And we do have that optional pre-tour extension to Rome for 3 nights if you're interested in that as well. So we do a activity level for all our tours. They range from 1 to 4, 1 being the most leisurely, 4 being the um, most strenuous, I would say. This particular tour is going to be a level 3. Most of our tours in Europe are level 3s just because there's a lot of cobblestones, there's some narrow sidewalks, there can be steps. Especially in this area, it's very hilly. So you'll have to be able to stand or walk for 2 to 3 hours at a time. Um, it's moderately paced. 4 miles over the course of the day is probably the most that you'll be doing. We will have plenty of time for you to take breaks and rest and everything. And then you'll need to be able to climb at least 3 flights of stairs and handle altitudes between 6 to 9,000 feet. So there will be some longer days, but we're going to balance that with free time as well, so you'll have time to relax and recharge, set out on your own as well. So day 1 is going to be your overnight flight. Day 2, your tour is going to open in Montecatini Terme. It's in the heart of the rolling hills of Tuscany. You're going to be spending 7 nights here at this famous spa resort town. It's a beautiful medieval town surrounded by ancient walls, and it has hosted many famous Italians over the years. This evening, we're going to join your fellow travelers for a welcome dinner. You're going to have some great regional foods and Italian wines to kick off your adventure. And then we're on to day 3. So we're going to set out on a guided visit to Lucca today. It's Tuscany's best kept secret. It's an awesome Renaissance town. It dates back to 180 BC when it was a Roman settlement. So there's tons of great history and architecture here in Lucca. We're going to explore the city center. This was built on top of a Roman amphitheater, and there's all sorts of beautiful historic towers in the city as well. And then from there, we're going to make our way to a Tuscan winery. So you're going to learn from the experts here all about the wine making process, specific to Tuscany, how they keep it sustainable here. And of course, we're going to be able to taste all the delicious wines here as well. So this winery has been owned for multiple generations of Italians. It's very authentic. You'll be able to ask them all sorts of questions and learn about their culture and history here. And then we're on to day 4. So today we're going to be experiencing Florence. This is known as the cradle of the Renaissance. It's a gorgeous city, all sorts of great museums, cultural history. There's Renaissance art everywhere. There's statues, architecture, modern artists selling their art as well. And it's really just a central hub for the world's greatest innovators and artists. It's been home to Michelangelo, the Medici family, Machiavelli, Galileo, Leonardo, uh, all sorts of famous Italians have lived here. You'll be able to walk along the cobblestone streets and take in all the beautiful history and architecture that the city has to offer. You will have a local Florentine guide here, and we'll give you a pretty extensive walking tour of the city. So you'll make your way through the Piazza del Duomo, check out the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore with its towering octagonal terracotta tiled dome, and the Baptistery of St. John in Giotto's bell tower. So this is most commonly known as El Duomo. It's a beautiful cathedral. It towers over the city. It was designed and started to be built in the 1400s, and it's just a beautiful historic building. And we'll take in all sorts of views for the Piazza della Signora and Santa Croce Square. And then the remainder of your time here is going to be on your own to explore as you wish. So you can check out all the museums. If you do decide to do that, I highly recommend getting some tickets at least a week beforehand, as they do sell out. And 2025 is actually the Jubilee year. So it's a big Catholic pilgrimage to Italy. They're expecting 32 million pilgrims this year. So you want to make sure that you get ahead and reserve your space for any tours that you want to do on your own. So that 3 hours of free time, you can check out all sorts of great museums in the Florence area. And then we'll meet back up as a group and head back to Montecatini Terme. And then day 5, it's going to be your choice on tour. So you can relax in Montecatini, spending a morning at leisure, or you can set off for Borgo Mosano, where you'll see the Devil's Bridge and all sorts of other historic things. It's actually where the Germans' last defense during World War II was as well. So they call it the Gothic Line. You'll be able to see that too. So if you do decide to do the Montecatini stay, you'll be able to explore on your own, spend your morning at leisure there. Or, like I mentioned, the Devil's Bridge and the World War II last defensive line of the Germans. And then next, we're going to visit the Museum of Liberation and see the authentic fortifications and bunkers. So this is dedicated to the history of the liberation of Italy during World War II. There's all sorts of great exhibits, artifacts, photographs, and they all document the early war period, the Nazi occupation, the partisan resistance movement in the Allied and Italian Liberation Corps. So you'll be able to see and learn all about that great history. And then the afternoon here, we're going to learn more about Montecatini's history during a half-day guided walking tour as well. And day 6, we're going to explore the Republic of Pisa. So this is a UNESCO site. You'll be able to see the Leaning Tower, all sorts of cathedrals. Um, there's a monumental cemetery that we'll be able to visit as well, and Bell Tower, which is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So construction here started in 1173, but it took over 200 years to complete. And Pisa actually comes from the Greek word meaning marshy land, which explains why that tower is leaning now today. It was partially stabilized in the early 20th century, but the tilt was not completely fixed, but you guys won't have to worry about it coming down anytime soon. And then you can take that iconic photo where you're holding up the Tower of Pisa as well. And then this evening, we're going to travel to the quiet countryside to learn about the secrets of traditional Tuscan cuisine. And we're going to partake in a cooking class here. So you'll learn all about the culinary techniques that have been passed down from generation to generation. This is a family-run agritourism area. So all the locals who own it and run it have lived in these areas for a long time. You'll be able to talk to them about the culture and history and support those local businesses as well. And then, of course, get to sit down and enjoy the fruits of your labor and dine on that delicious food that you just made. And then day 7, we're going to travel south to Siena. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site as well. Tons of great Romanesque and Gothic architecture here. There's narrow medieval streets that you'll be walking down. And Siena is known for the different neighborhoods that make it up, and they do a horse race every year in that center that you're seeing there. So there's 7 neighborhoods that'll be chosen for the horse race, and then they kind of get bragging rights for the rest of the year. So it's something that they're very proud of, and you'll be able to learn all about that in Siena. And then day 8, we're going to take in the rural atmosphere of a family-owned farm. So you'll get to learn all about how their life is with their goats, cows, organic gardens, and you'll get to sample their local products as well. And then you'll soak in the breathtaking views as you travel to the hilltop village of San Gimignano. This is one of the most picturesque places in Tuscany. It's gorgeous. You got all those beautiful towers in there. And that's what it's famous for is their medieval towers. There are 14 towers left, and there's all sorts of magnificent vistas overlooking the vineyards of Tuscany here. You'll have some free time to explore on your own. You can go out and get some gelato. So this town actually boasts that they have the best gelato in all of Italy. So you'll have to sample that out, see if it's true. Um, and then that evening, we're going to have your farewell dinner. So another Tuscan feast with traditional cuisine and wines. So you can remember your wonderful tour that you had with your fellow travelers. And that is our Tuscany itinerary. We do have the Rome pre-extension as well. So if you are interested in that, it's going to be fully guided 3-night pre-tour extension. So you'll have a tour manager with you the entire time. They'll tell you all about the local area. You'll get to do all sorts of great sightseeing. So after your overnight flight, if you do this pre-tour extension, you'll get settled into Rome for your 3-night stay, and we'll join your fellow travelers for a welcome dinner this evening with some Roman cuisine. And then we'll start your morning with a ride on La Metro, which is Rome's underground system. I've ridden on it before. It's very clean, very easy to navigate. We're going to take you to the most iconic monuments in Rome. We'll do a walking tour of the city. So we're going to take you to the Trevi Fountain, the Pantheon, and all the main hits that Rome has to offer. And then day four, you're going to have a free day so you can wander around, make the most of your time here in Rome, try out some local cuisine. You can always ask your tour manager where to go. They have great recommendations, they're local to it. You can do an optional tour in the morning to the Vatican, St. Peter's Basilica, check that area out. That has the Sistine Chapel and Michelangelo's mural of the Last Judgment. And then that next day, you're going to be traveling to Montecatini Terme to start your Tuscany tour. So that is going to be the itinerary. I'll cover off some logistics now. So we're going to do a hometown pickup for you. So we're going to take care of your whole transportation package. You just show up. We'll take you to the airport, take care of your bags the whole way. We'll fly you over to to Florence or Rome, whichever one that you start your tour with. We'll handle your bags, and then same thing on the way back. You're going to be taken care of the entire way. You can do any kind of upgrades that you'd like as well. So I mentioned that tour extension that we have. You can upgrade your airfare as well. Sometimes we'll have optional excursions that you can upgrade to as well. This tour does not have any. The only optional excursion that it has is included in the price. And then we also have industry-leading travel protection. So we call it our bad hair day policy. It's cancel for any reason up to 24 hours before the trip leaves, and you'll get a full refund for land and air. So that is the best in the industry, give you that peace of mind. It also covers you while you're on tour, so up to $50,000 for any medical assistance or evac. It also covers any lost or delayed baggage as well. So small price to pay to have that peace of mind while you're on tour, and I highly recommend it. And then we have our passport club as well. So the more you travel with Collette, the more you guys will save. If you've taken 1 to 2 tours, we'll do 5% off the previous tour's land price towards your next one if you travel within 24 months. If it's 25 to 36 months, it'll be 3% instead. And then if you've taken 3+ tours, you'll get that level one benefit, but you'll also get $100 that you can use towards any optional excursions for your future trips as well. And then we do want to make sure that your passport and visas are up to date. So you'll just need a passport to travel. We ask that it be valid up to 8 months beyond the travel date. The real rule is 6. We ask for 8 just to be safe, and some destinations that we travel to do have 8 as well. I've heard that the times to get your passport are not quite as bad as it was back in like 2021. I know I went to Italy a couple years ago. I had just gotten married. My wife changed her name and had to update her passport, and we didn't get it until 3 days before we left. And we had about 8 weeks beforehand that we submitted it, so we thought we had plenty of time. Um, just make sure you get ahead of it. You don't want to have to be stressing out right before your trip leaves. I know I had just gotten married, but that was almost a divorce real quick after. And then any domestic travel as well. So if you have any internal, so going from like Tampa to New York before you fly to Rome or Florence, we will need that real ID. So that gold star in the top right corner there. We're starting this on May 7th of this year. And then you won't have to worry about this for this tour. They're saying it's going to be Q4 of 2026 that they're likely going to start doing this. It's a travel authorization, basically just another way for them to verify you are who you say you are. It's a very simple process. If you guys do need to do this, your tour manager will reach out a couple weeks beforehand and talk you through all the steps on how to do it, but it's a fairly simple process. You'll just upload a photo of your passport. I think it's about $12 or $13, and then you're good to go. We do have a website that you can go to see all the day-by-day itinerary information. You can go here to pay for your deposit and sign up for the trip as well. We'll get this information sent out to you. So for the tour here, this is all the key dates and information that you'll need to know. So the trip is going to travel November 4th through the 12th of this year. If you do that 3-night pre-extension to Rome, it'll be 3 nights before the 4th. The deposit is going to be $698 per person. If you want to do that travel protection, which I highly recommend, it's going to be an additional $549 per person. Those deposits are going to be due 4/28. So that is coming up very quickly, and that'll lock you into the price that we have right now. You can still sign up for the trip after that deposit due date, but space might be limited. We only have 12 seats saved for this trip, and some folks have already signed up, so space is really limited. We want to make sure that if you are interested, you sign up as soon as possible. All of your deposits are going to be fully refundable up to May 5th, and then your final payment isn't going to be due until August 6th of this year. And that 3469 is going to be per person for double occupancy. So you and one other person in a room together. If you want to do just a single, it's going to be 3769. So just $300 more if you're just doing a single. Um, that Rome pre-tour extension is going to be $11.99 per person for double occupancy, $14.99 for single. If you want to upgrade your airfare, you can do premium economy for $18.90. You can do business class for $44.90. The weather during this time, anywhere from the 60s during the day to maybe mid 40s at night. So it can get a little chillier at night. And then right now, the euro is a little bit stronger than the US dollar, so it's about $1.14 is 1 euro right now. Um, so that is all the need to knows. Any questions for me?
Thank you, Connor. I just want to say that I have been on a spotlight tour, which again is you stay at one place, one hotel. You're not moving from place to place to place. And it is just so much more relaxing because you're not up early in the morning repacking, and you're not living out of a suitcase so much. And I have been to a spotlight tour in Tuscany, which did start in Montecatini Terme, and it is a beautiful, beautiful spa town. And I've been to most of the places also that are on the itinerary, and you just can't go wrong. And for this price, I think it's a really good buy deal.
Hmm.
So, has anyone on today been on a Collette tour?
Yeah, I have. I went to Germany in December and I am going to Portugal in May.
Awesome.
And all I can tell you is whenever I travel to Europe, I'm doing it with Collette. I mean, they took care of everything. Their tour, they assign you someone, and it's great to be in Europe with someone watching your back and kind of guiding you through everything. But I mean, Colette's the only way I'm going to go to Europe from now on.
Yeah, travel's unpredictable, but we do the best we can, and you're going to be in great hands with whoever your tour manager will be. They'll take care of you.